taxi for one or a long walk home? Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to Me Edson. I hope you're well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So we've just had week 3 of the English Premier League and some great matches right through the divisions, but I'm just going to stick with the English Premier League of what went on. So there's some interesting results all the way through. Newcastle beating Spurs yesterday 2-1. Didn't see that coming, I got to say. On Saturday, Arsenal with a 1-1 draw against Brighton over Albion. What did you think of that sending off of Declan Rice? I thought it was a little bit harsh. I thought, yes, by the letter of the law, you could say that he did flick the ball away. But if he's getting sent off for that yellow card, then the Brighton player, Wellman, should have also received, at the very least, a yellow card for that, because he was swinging a leg, completely missed the ball, and he clobbered basically Declan Rice and took him to the floor. However, he was swinging a leg at a moving ball, so he's got no defence there. He should not be trying to kick a moving ball if he thought it was a free kick or whatever it was. So for me, the referee made the technically right decision, but it was a bit of a farce, bit of a fiasco. I think they could have basically just let that one go as well. But look, there were lots of other incidents in that game as well. But say it ended up 1-1. Brighton could have possibly done a little bit better against 10 men, but look, a 1-1 draw, fair result, you would say, for both teams who are flying high in the league. Brentford came away with another impressive win, 3-1. Ipswich get their first points on the board this season with a 1-1 draw against Fulham. Nottingham Forest also hold back Wolverhampton Wanderers with another 1-1 draw as well. But let's face it, the other games are the big talking points. So let's just talk about whose job is in jeopardy right now. Well, it's got to be Sean Dyche at Everton, right? 3 games, 0 points, and they had, what, 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game, 2-0 up, and then all of a sudden went into 2-1. Then in added time, 2-2, and then 3-2 to Bournemouth. I mean, what a collapse, what a fiasco. And if you're an Everton fan, you think, what the hell's going on? Did you take anything from that game to think, Everton, could claw this back, could in next games, the next game after, the next 4 or 5 games, could start getting points on the board? Or do you think, you know what, something's got to be done now by the ownership, by the manager, leaving, there's got to be a change here? What do you say? Let me know in the comments below. But if anybody's under pressure right now, it's got to be Sean Dyche, not only for the way they've played, but especially how they, just fell apart in the dying minutes there and just completely got railroaded by Bournemouth, who are it was basically a bit of a smash and grab, really, right at the very end, wasn't it, for them? Because they weren't playing well in that game. So Everton 2, Bournemouth 3, let me know your thoughts on that one. Now, it would be remiss of me not to talk about my team, West Ham United, getting, rolled over by Manchester City, well and truly. I mean, look, it was a decent performance from West Ham as well, but you've got Manchester City, one of the best teams in the land, if not the best team in the land, and the way they play and the kind of players that they have in every position. Jack Grealish made his return, and he had a great game for me as well. But Haaland, another hat-trick hero, Haaland. Hat-trick Haaland, we've got to call him, because he scores so many of them. He's already got, 7 or 8 goals already this season. I mean, it's just insane how many goals he scores. And he doesn't really do a lot in the game. That's why a lot of strikers kind of think, he's not that good. But what he is fantastic is, what he's the best at, is just putting the ball in the back of the net. When he gets the opportunity to have a strike on goal, usually, more often than not, it's on target, number one. And usually, more often than not, he puts the ball in the back of the net. I mean, you can defend against it, but it's just so incredibly hard. So Manchester City, yes, well-deserved winners. I'm not going to be kind of all sour about our defeat, but I think West Ham, they had their opportunities, yeah. And I still say it time and time again. If you mix up your play against Man City, if you put long balls over the top or long balls through, splitting defence, you have your striker standing right on your last defender, ready to sprint after a ball, you're going to put Manchester City under pressure. I don't think we did that nearly half enough. I think we should have done it a lot more, and I think all other teams should be trying to do this. I'm not saying that's their only game. I'm not saying that's their only tactic, but I'm saying if you put Manchester City under pressure defensively, just like any other team, they start to panic a little bit. They start to struggle. But, you know, what are we talking about here? Manchester City, you know, they're a fantastic team. So you've got to have a lot of luck. You've got to be on your A game, and you've got to mix it up and put their defence under a lot of pressure and make them guess a lot. And if you can do that, you might have a chance. I think you might have a chance, right? So West Ham United 1, Manchester City 3, another hat-trick for Haaland. Now, the other game on Sunday was Chelsea against Crystal Palace, finished 1-1. You probably would have thought that Chelsea could have done a lot better in that game and probably should have done a lot better. But they kind of let that one slip away as well. They had lots of opportunities in the first half. It looks promising for Chelsea, but they can't have results like this throughout the season. They've got to button up these results and button up these performances for me to launch any kind of challenge. I do see them as a top 6 side this season, but anything more than that, in top 4, I don't think so. Not on what I'm seeing right now. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But of course, the biggest game of the weekend, and this is taxi for one or a long walk home, it's got to be for Erik ten Hag. Now, he was kind of bullish before the game. Oh yeah, Manchester United have, you know, won more in the last couple of years than Liverpool have. Oh, we've done so much better the last couple of years. Well, the proof is the performances, right? Manchester United have not looked impressive this season. Liverpool have. Liverpool came to Old Trafford. They kind of dominated. They exposed Manchester United for what they truly are. Manchester United were making lots of mistakes. Casemiro in the first half was making lots of mistakes. I note that his wife is starting to give a bit of the old verbals this morning or yesterday about his performance, or the criticism of his performance as well. You know, so that's interesting. I mean, if you're a Manchester United fan, what are you thinking of that performance? What do you think of the result, of course? Now, beforehand, if you watch one of my previous videos, I said, look, Manchester United might even surprise all of us and come out with a win. Well, how wrong was I? How wrong was... That's why I was saying you should never follow my predictions, because I was kind of thinking, you know what, Man United might surprise a lot of people. Liverpool may come unstuck, but they didn't. They were just fantastic. 2 goals by Diaz. Salah had a great game and got the third as well. But look, all around, Liverpool just played better. Overall, it was just a much better display, much more proficient display than Manchester United, who seem to be all at sea. Who's on the bench for Liverpool? You know, they got so much strength in depth. The midfield is great. The defence is very, very good as well. Arne Slot, the manager, has come in and he's just kind of kept the ball rolling for them. He hasn't really done anything dramatically different this season. They've just kept the ball rolling, and they are probably your top 3 side, definitely a top 4 side, but could they be a top 2? Could they even challenge for the title? As I say, Manchester City, for me, once again, just seem to be the machine that they are, but Liverpool seem to be very close behind, as do Arsenal, in all fairness. I think they slipped up against Brighton, but I think they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. But Liverpool against Manchester United, what do you think? The 2 Dutch managers came head-to-head, and it's 1-0 to Arne Slot, and wow, might have another chance to welcome Erik ten Hag to Anfield, because on these performances and these results especially, you've got to be thinking, the ownership of Manchester United might be thinking, we should have changed him in the summer. I don't know, let me know your thoughts, especially if you're a Man United fan. Do you think they should have changed the manager in the summer? Should they have taken the hard line? Even though Erik ten Hag won the FA Cup last season, even though Erik ten Hag won the League Cup the previous season, it's the league performances that are all at sea. Should they have changed the manager? Is he under real pressure to get the sack right now? We were kind of saying this all last season as well, but they stuck with him and he produced the goods right in the end. Is it too early? I think it's too early myself. But as I say, it's against Liverpool. You got a drubbing. Whilst the score didn't reflect a real drubbing, it's not like a 6-0 from a few seasons ago. This is still a drub in terms of performance, but he's got to be feeling pretty sore about that, as will all the players, and I'm sure every Manchester United fan. By contrast, every Liverpool fan out there is going to be, buoyant, aren't they? They're going to be feeling great about themselves and their team and the way they're going as well. But obviously a little bit of overconfidence can kick you in the arse later on in the season as well. But as I say, you've got to be feeling good about Liverpool if you're a Liverpool fan, and you've got to be feeling pretty shitty if you're a Manchester United fan. Is the time up for Erik ten Hag? I'm not so sure, but his time is short if they don't improve their performances. Now we're on an international break for a couple of weeks, of course, especially here in Europe for the Nations League. But let us know your thoughts on all the results of the weekend, whichever league it is. I say there have been some cracking games and cracking results, actually, throughout all the divisions this last weekend. But I say the English Premier League, Manchester City, just the machine. Liverpool just doing a number on Manchester United, and Arsenal just possibly slipping up a little bit against Brighton. But Brighton are a very decent team. But what about Everton and Sean Dyche? Let us know your thoughts. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. And I will catch you again in another video coming very soon. Bye now.